this is the way things can go really wrong if we begin to share flats with opposite sex. You say you struggle, and then some people might argue that there's some people that are the same sex having a relationship, which so if people are actually living there and they are not married together, let's say they have it, we know clear cut from 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18 that the Bible says we should not be indulging in sexual immorality. You understand? So that but this one, I'm talking about having a platonic relationship or just friendship, and then you decide to share house. Honestly, I think if I was in that situation to advise the person, I would say think again, because there are so many problems with this.
Yeah, this person, I think, hello, you said something, we live in 2024, let people do what they want. I get that, okay? This is the questions Christians are asking. As Christians, is it okay to have a roommate with opposite sex? Is it okay? The Bible didn't categorically say anything about this. Remember, in our previous discussions and the live videos, we talked about, at some point we mentioned about where Paul says that everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. That because it's not in the Bible doesn't make it, something that we can tolerate. Okay? And this is not in the Bible. And at the same time, if you are the kind of person who are weak when it comes to sexual immoralities or anything sex, you know that you're weak in that area. It could be a danger to you, even as a Christian, to manage having somebody with opposite sex on the same room, sharing rooms with the person, or flat with the same person, very close to you as Christians, especially if you're a new believer growing in faith. It could trigger, some temptation. And that is what we are discussing tonight. And then you live around somewhere that could trigger temptation. Is it okay to stay in that environment, knowing fully that this could attract, temptation for you to commit sin? If you look at the life of Joseph, he was living with Potiphar's wife. And the danger came up that the Potiphar's wife want to seduce Joseph.
That's correct.
Joseph did not stay to say, you know what, I have to think through it. I have to see if I can find another alternative with Potiphar's wife. I need to see if I can negotiate with her. What Joseph did was flee.
Yes. Run away.
He ran away from that temptation. And I think that is the background of what we are talking about here tonight. Okay? There are some situations as a Christian, you look around you. Yes, it's not in the Bible, because if we put everything that should be like in our day-to-day activities in the Bible, that should be more than 66 books. But there are some things that the common sense could remind you to say, you know what, you are a child of God, you shouldn't be indulged into this. You shouldn't be involved in doing this. So you have to run away from it. So there are some things we need to avoid to continue to live a life that pleases God. There are things we need to avoid, not because we can't control it, not because we can't condone those things, but in case should anything happen.
Yeah.
That is the idea, that in case should anything happen. Not because you can't have a roommate, with opposite sex, you can't sit around them. It's not. But if you know that you are struggling in the area of sex and you know that anything can happen, you can trigger temptation for you against your faith. And it could make you, fall for sin, commit sin. Why should you stay in the environment that could trigger you to fall, and to commit sin? That is what we're talking about here. So when you look around you and you could see danger all over the place, you could see that this is not right. I don't think it will please God. I don't think my brothers and sisters who follow me, my members in church, I don't think they will like that. So why can't